parts of Connecticut and northwest Rhode Island.
And then we're talking Winter Storm Quantum back toward the west. The mountains really picking up some snowfall, particularly the San Juan Mountains there in southwestern Colorado. But Denver, Pueblo, all up and down the I-25 corridor, already getting snowfall. And we're going to see anywhere between, say, maybe a half a foot to up to 2 feet of snowfall there in those mountain areas.
Ski resorts love that as this thing moves off towards the south and east, though could bring an icing threat to Texas. We'll talk more about that, but we want to show you what's happening right now on the ground, and we'll start with Winter Storm Pandora.
Meteorologist Chris Warren is live in Quincy, Massachusetts. Chris, what can we expect here over the next few hours?
More snow on top of what we've already received today, and that snow that's been coming down here in the Boston area. We're just south of Boston, causing now travel delays. Boston Logan International Airport reporting delays coming and going, so departures and arrivals delayed because of the snow. Also on the rail, MBTA reporting delays tonight and expecting delays tomorrow, possibly some route cancellations as well. And then the roads, as we look, and we've seen the roads throughout the day condition. This is one of the side streets, so it was doing pretty good for a while, and then the fresh snow brought more of it back, and it's now more of a slushy situation here, and we don't see any of the bare pavement like we did see earlier, and now we're seeing more and more of that slush. So keep in mind, let's go ahead and real quick take a look at the forecast going forward. The hourly forecast will show you that things are going to get warmer overnight, and that's usually not what you would expect. When it gets dark, it usually gets colder. But overnight tonight, warmer air is going to sneak its way into the atmosphere. Temperatures up into the mid-30s. That means things could turn over to rain, and that's what we're expecting. Maybe some snow mixed in by morning. And then look at these temperatures. The first time Boston will be above freezing in more than 2 weeks, and all day long it's going to be in the 30s. So you bet you can expect some melting on the roads. And then you know what's going to happen? It's going to freeze again tomorrow night into Monday, which means a hard freeze and icy conditions. So Boston, it would be much better if you had snow and not the rain, because the rain's just going to add more water out there. And speaking of snow, this right here, 8.2. That's how many more inches Boston needs to tie the all-time snowiest season. 8.3 would break that record. And this record's back from the 95-96 season. You may remember when there was 107.6 inches. So Boston is getting close to a banner year, a record year.
Chris.
More storms on the horizon. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's so much snow on the ground. It's kind of like, you know, if it's going to be this bad, at least give us something to talk about in the years to come when we look back on this. I think most people agree on that because it is a record year. And what's unique about this compared to the other big years, the 90-plus years, is how quickly these storms came. I mean, in the month of February, you only had 2 days when it did get above freezing. So the snows, they came so fast, these snowstorms. So all this snow is likely still here. Oftentimes, you know, guys, when a storm comes through, you get some melting. Really not the case this year because it happened in a matter of weeks and not months.
Nope, they are swinging for the fences.
That's for sure. Yeah. Get the T-shirts ready. I survived the winter of 2015.
Well, he has a point. If you're going to deal with it, at least get the credit for it, right?
Exactly.
Well, hey, let's get more of these storms from our storm specialist, Carl Parker. He is live in the lab.
Well, Alex, as Chris was saying, we are seeing warmer air getting involved with this system, and that really does set it apart from many of the other storms that we have seen so far this season. And you can really see that in the last 6 hours. You notice on the southern edge of the precip, we're losing the blue there and seeing a changeover to more of those purple colors indicating freezing rain, and then the green indicating rain as the warm air moves in from the south. So we'll start off here in D.C. A lot of snow in southwestern Virginia. We've had more than a foot there along that 81 corridor. In general, in D.C., it's been a few to several inches, and the freezing rain slowly now coming in from the south. We are now seeing freezing rain in Annapolis, and it's also coming up into Wilmington. In fact, moderate freezing rain in Wilmington and freezing rain in Philly and Mount Holly as well. And eventually, it's going to come up and across the Mason-Dixon line, we think, later tonight and into southeastern parts of PA, and that's going to be about it. That's about the northernmost extent of that freezing rain we're expecting tonight. And then here we see the freezing rain coming up across southern Jersey, and eventually it will make its way into the tri-state area, and then it's light snow to the north. That's going to be replaced by rain right along the coast. There's the model forecast taking you through tonight. We watch that that warm air continuing to come in slowly but surely, and then everything winds down as the energy starts to move offshore, and that's going to be tomorrow morning, and that will be that. So that is Pandora. Now this is Quantum, and what we're seeing here is an upslope flow, which is to say you've got low pressure right there. We're looking at the flow at about 5,000 feet up in the atmosphere, and around that low the flow is driving into Denver, and that upslope flow is coming right into the Rocky Mountains there. And because it's lifted up, that squeezes out even more snow than we would get otherwise. So we have had heavy snow on and off along the Front Range. It's moderate right now in Denver, but it's heavy snow in Colorado Springs, and it's going to be going on for a long time. We expect the snow to go right through tonight and then into early tomorrow as well. So a long duration event in an area where we haven't seen a whole lot of wintry weather so far this year. There's the model forecast, and we'll watch that snow expand out into western Kansas, drive southward into the Panhandles, and westward down into Utah. So a lot of areas that really have needed moisture are going to get a very healthy snowstorm, and obviously this is going to be great for the skiers. Talking about well over a foot of snow there in the San Juans and the Sangre de Cristos in particular. But then as we watch the cold air continuing to drive farther southward, that's going to set the stage for freezing rain. We're looking for that gap between the dark blue line and the light blue line, and we see that right in there in North Texas late Sunday and Monday. Looks like mostly a sleet storm in Dallas, but freezing rain is going to be a big worry across a lot of Texas. Back to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Carl.
Well, stay with us all hour for the very latest on these two big storms, Pandora and Quantum.
And just minutes away, how dangerous the ice has been. The truck sliding out of control down an icy hill in Alabama. Wait till you see what happens next.
I'm not